you go up, take the camera up a little bit. Yes. You don't want to show your face.
I prefer not to be shown because, like, number one, the US government is the most powerful government there is, with the most powerful military there is, with the most powerful secret intelligence that there is. And like, let's not be stupid. If US senators are saying my name in Congress, then there's some danger posed. And I don't really want to mess with that danger. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Think of that. Remove tens of thousands of illegal alien gang members, drug dealers, murderers. Why wouldn't you want them removed? The reason is because these are insurrectionists.
Is there, you asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
What happened, it was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action, and a woman attacked them.
Like sometimes ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or they're going to make a mistake. Sometimes it can happen. Tragedy, it's a tragedy.
A esta hora hay protestas masivas de costa a costa en los Estados Unidos. Cientos de miles de personas están marchando en contra del operativo de inmigración de la Administración Trump.
Fuck you! Talk about the violence, the threats, the doxing against ICE officers.
People can't be encouraged to go out there and actually get involved in a law enforcement operation that they shouldn't be at.
So I was probably just at home on my one free day that week, and I was just scrolling through Twitter or Threads. And then I remember seeing Kristi Noem's post saying that Americans would be arrested if they tried to identify an ICE agent. So then I opened ChatGPT. I was like, hey, ChatGPT, does this sound right? Americans would be arrested if they publish the name of an agent online. I said, no, agents are supposed to have transparency. Then I reposted it and shared it and basically said that we would post the identity of agents that were sent to us and encourage people to send us people. By the time it was like 5 p.m. that day, I had loads of messages from people saying, this is my expertise, I can do this, let's do something. So like by the next day, we already had like the team of private investigators I have now, they really wanted to use the fact that we were not in the USA.
So me and two other friends, we started a journalist project. The aim of the ICE list is to store and hold as much information about US immigration enforcement under Donald Trump until Donald Trump is no longer president. And the reason we're doing that is because no one in the USA seems to be able to take accountability against ICE. And one day, someone will.
Every time I go out, I have a plan in place with my family, with a couple friends. They know what to do if something happens to me, if something happens to my car. You know, we have to think about all the things that would come next. Whether I were detained for one day or multiple days, or if the worst thing happened to me. Most of my time that I'm out driving, I'm looking to see if there's any ICE activity or suspicious vehicles. We always join a live call with a trained dispatcher so that if we do see something, we can report it and get other observers to the site right away. And everyone on the call is a volunteer from the community, and it's volunteers training other volunteers to participate. I took the training in the beginning of January, pretty soon after the murder of Renee Good.
They're going to be wearing tactical gear that might say ICE or police. Another possibility, CBP. Another possibility is nothing at all, right? They're going to be wearing masks or neck gaiters. They're going to be running around with tinted windows, SUVs, often out of state, missing license plates, idling vehicles.
They need someone watching so that they are more accountable for their actions. I had like a face-to-face encounter. We've got your plates, we've got your information, and if we see you again, you'll be arrested and charged to the full extent of the law.
Right now we're seeing ICE activity everywhere. So streets, stores, protests, cars, festivals, work sites. They are literally infiltrating everywhere.
Well, before they came here in these numbers, I heard about this happening in other cities like Chicago, and frankly, I thought they would eventually target us because of the history we have as a state with community organizing. It's not a surprise that they would target a city that's very Democrat-led in a state that's Democrat-led.
Primero fue en Chicago. Recibimos muchos reportes, informes de esa área. Los Ángeles, luego Boston y luego ahora Minneapolis. Cada punto que se ve en el mapa es según un incidente donde se vio inmigración o se vio un arresto migratorio. Nos tumbaron la página y lo hicieron el fin de semana después de que Apple y que Google tumbaran las aplicaciones que según se usaban para rastrear en dónde se encontraba inmigración. Y estamos usando la tecnología que típicamente se usa para vigilar a inmigrantes, lo estamos usando para vigilar a los que típicamente vigilan a la gente.
It's not illegal to record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, why are you taking my information down?
Because we have a nice little database.
Oh, good.
And now you're considered a domestic terrorist. So
We're videotaping you? Are you crazy?
You probably recognize how important state and local participation with ICE is.
She wrote a bill called the Protect ICE from Doxing Act. And in the announcement, she names me very specifically to stop activists like Dominic Skinner. It's number one, very stupid because I'm not in the USA, so US law doesn't apply to me. But also the accusation is really rather remarkable from the same person who supports tracking US citizens. the groundwork is essential. And those people put themselves at a lot of risk also. And they're really, really brave and great people, to be perfectly honest. But if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't know certain things about how ICE operates. These teams being active, they remind the ICE agents that they're not free to do whatever they want. People are watching.
I think Minnesotans are kind of rough, rugged, kind of tough people, but like kind of with a warm core, you know. I think we're used to the winters and stuff, and I think we know how to put up with that and kind of have that shield. But then I think underneath that, I think it's really, you know, it's a Minnesota nice kind of thing. It's kind of what we're known for you know, for better or worse. But I think that's really kind of come out, and people have been, yeah, just everybody's trying to do whatever they can, and it's been kind of equally parts like scary, but also more hopeful, I think, in our city than I've ever experienced. You know, everybody really came together really quickly, and it wasn't like a top-down effort either. Everybody was just figuring out how can I plug in, and these little grassroots things all started coming up and just connecting.
They do too much, man. They keep pushing people, you know?
Holy shit! Oh my God!
Around 9 a.m. we get a lot of messages in the signal chat. At this point there are already, you know, 30, 40 ICE agents in the intersection.
Yo, don't fuck with it. All right? We're looking at you. Don't fuck with it.
At this point there's probably also like 40, 50 observers on site as well. And it was just a really brutal day.
Back up, sir. Back up, sir.
I had this exact press vest on. It was negative temperatures. I was forced to leave this kind of open because I had this. And it is necessary to have this here because even in that, I was directly targeted. I have a video that was rolling that is well documented.
26 in Nicollet, where ICE agents have just deployed several chemical agents, flashbangs.
We are being targeted right now. Fuck. They threw 2 different gas grenades at my head 2 separate times. A different gas grenade 2 separate times that you see just right at the camera. I'm doing my best.
First it was Renee Good, you know, and all of the just people getting ripped from their homes, and yeah, now they're killing, or like, yeah, they're just executing people in the streets.
It was just an email in the submission channel. The title of it was just ICE, just capital letters, ICE. And I opened it, and it was an explainer that it's someone who's working in the DHS in an administrative role, and this is what they were able to scrape from the system. And I couldn't really believe what I was looking at, to be perfectly honest, because it was just this sheet that just scrolled endlessly with like everything from the names of the people to the jobs they have to the phone numbers to the some of them had like the resume. We got a leak of 4,500 agents.
almost every agent we see is not like white American, because ICE will recruit people from low-income areas. Most agents we see are some kind of first or second generation immigrant. They really need a good job and a stable job. And that's also what they're being offered. It's not just the 50,000 signing bonus, but it's a permanent employment. So a lot of these people maybe never held down a stable job before.
So if we want to talk to one of these agents, who and how can we speak with some of them?
Yeah, so I don't think most of the agents would talk to you because they'd be too afraid and embarrassed. But a few, I think, are so proud of their work that they would talk to you. Two of the best examples is Brendan Cooney and Timothy Donahue.
Yeah, is this Mr. Donahue? Hello?
What is that?
Yeah, I'm Marta Vilena. I'm a European journalist. I'm just gathering some information about the U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Don't ever call me again.
What? Sorry, do you have just 5 minutes? I just want...
Don't ever call me again.
I just want to listen to you. I
started 5 years ago, but it feels like yesterday. Like, you get that feeling too. You just wake up one day, you're just like, wow, I get to do this.
My name is Jen Budd, and I am a former U.S. Border Patrol agent. I didn't do 20 years before I realized that this organization was one I needed to get out of.
September 11th.
The culture of ICE is the same as the Border Patrol. Before the terrorist attacks of 9/11, which is the most, I would say, lawless organization and brutal organization with the least training. That's
so what ICE does, and Border Patrol is incredible too. I mean, Paul Perez and that group is incredible.
President of the United States currently felt that the ICE agents in charge of the districts were not brutal enough, and so he wanted to bring in the Border Patrol.
Also had 2 loaded magazines and no accessible
Basically, what we've seen is the Border Patrol has been in charge from day one with Chief Bovino from El Centro leading the raids.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Nobody fucking wants you here. Right, get the fuck.
September 11th, 2001. Nearly 3,000 Americans lost because terrorists were here illegally. From that day, ICE was born. America's first united immigration, counterterrorism, and homeland security effort. Today, ICE is refocused on its mission and making America safer. Crime and gang violence is falling. Fentanyl deaths at a 5-year low. And the worst of the worst are being sent back. America needs you. Join ICE. Apply today at...
They need people without good moral character. They need people who just want to belong. People with low self-esteem. A lot of people say, what's the #1 characteristic of immigration agents? And I say low self-esteem, and I include myself in that. Agencies, they teach the white agents to stop saying the American racist terms for Latinos. Tonk. T-O-N-K.
I do have my documentation.
You present it to me.
Why
please.
are you asking me for my paperwork?
Because of your accent.
You have an accent too.
And that's created so that Latino agents do not see themselves in the people that they are arresting. And so then they look at a tonk as being subhuman.
Where were you born, sir?
Where were you born at?
Put your hands behind your back.
Most of us were fed on the propaganda. And so we go in there with the idea of we're wanting to serve our country. And we think everybody that's coming across is trying to do bad. But once you become an agent and you spend about a couple of months or a year there, you realize 99.9% of the people that you're arresting every day do not have criminal convictions. They are not criminals.
In 2025, ICE
got a budget of $28.7 billion for just that year. This is triple what their budget has been in previous years. And they're spending this newfound riches on surveillance technology, on building a giant surveillance panopticon.
Who are you? What's your name? Can I see your ID?
Well, he's the driver of this vehicle. Of course he's going to give you the ID, but I don't have to. I'm the passenger.
Okay. Well, listen, we stopped you guys because the plate comes back to Cesar Lomelli. Cesar Lomelli is an illegal immigrant from this country, okay? And he's got a deportation order.
So they can, select a specific area of the city and zoom in on it and see who's there and decide to go after them.
Why? What are you looking for?
Right now, I'm looking for him.
Why? Do you got a warrant?
Yes, I have a warrant.
No, he's not Roberto.
No, Roberto. What's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Jose.
Jose what?
When they have phone surveillance tools, they've signed contracts to spy on social media, gathering people's locations from apps and advertisements that show up on their phones. They have their license plate readers, of course, facial recognition software, mobile fortify, and iris recognition software. They're tools to track down specific mobile phones in real time for manhunts. And then they have a large contract with Palantir.
Decenas de estados usan las herramientas digitales de Palantir. Su mina son los datos. Accede a mensajes de redes y móvil, a gastos de tarjetas, para trazar después perfiles usados para matar, detener o expulsar.
They started working with ICE under Obama. They've been working with ICE under both Democrat and Republican administrations. But basically what they do is they take multiple different databases and they build one fancy interface over all of them. So if you search for Cooper in the Palantir system, you'll get my data from the health database and my data from the IRS database and my data from the border crossings database, and it'll all link together with whatever else you have. That's what Palantir does. You can't work with somebody who's abusing human rights and claim to care about human rights. I'm so glad that our friends in Europe are helping us do this and helping us document all of these abuses and document as much information as possible. And yeah, hopefully one day, this information that they've gathered can be used in Nuremberg trials for what's happened here in this country.
We have hundreds of volunteers. Most of them, they scrape social media. Some of them scrape data on the ground. We verify the story that's been told to us from the person who reported it. We use white page websites, which are open databases of every American citizen. It's not just ICE, because immigration in America is a lot more than just ICE. Now, the ICE list name is because ICE is kind of a big thing in the media, but it's ICE, it's Border Patrol, it's Department of Homeland Security, some FBI agents, some DEA agents, but it's everybody involved in this immigration crackdown. Well, every incident that they do, every time they attack a person, every time they raid a house, every time they raid a city, we want to track all of it.
You cross the border illegally, we'll find you. Break our laws, we'll punish you. Harm American citizens, there will be consequences. But if you come here the right way, your American dream can be as big as these endless skies. From President Trump and me, welcome home.
Sergio.
Estoy a 2 cuadras de tu casa, mi hermano, para que le dices.
Ok, ya le dije, tenía yo en la línea a mi esposa y le dije, me está hablando Sergio, ya está ahí afuera.
Excelente, yo ahorita les dejo la comida ahí.
Ok, muchísimas gracias, Sergio.
Él es conocido mío, él es un empresario también. Y decidió ir a su negocio por primera vez en 8 semanas. Y yo cada semana le traigo a él y a su familia comida. A la mayoría de mis trabajadores los tengo trabajando desde casa porque los clientes no van. No quiero que sean hostigados por ICE tampoco, ¿no? Por ejemplo, la iglesia igual. Soy pastor de DHA Church o Iglesia Dios Habla Hoy. En la iglesia tenemos un promedio de entre 500 y 600 personas un fin de semana, un domingo en la iglesia. Y ahora tenemos 80. Y la mitad de nuestra iglesia son nacidos aquí. Las elecciones pasadas votamos por los republicanos. Creíamos que íbamos a estar mejor ahora, pero jamás nos imaginamos que Minnesota iba a estar invadido por miles de agentes cuando Minnesota solamente tiene el 1%, menos del 1% de la población inmigrante en todo el país.
Tiene su orden, yo soy el pastor, dos de asada, todo el pastor.
Tengo miedo que eso pase, que algún carro siga al autobús. De hecho, cuando yo los espero, me asomo por la ventana o la puerta, siempre me aseguro que no haya un carro detrás. Tomé la decisión de enviarlos al colegio precisamente por el estrés que yo estaba viviendo. Yo decía, no quiero que mis hijos vivan lo que yo estoy viviendo. Llevo un mes ya en casa encerrada, sin poder salir más allá de la puerta, sin poder poner un pie, sin poder... Ahora sí que veo el sol por la ventana con ese miedo de persecución. Llegó el momento en que si alguien me preguntaba, ¿hablas español? Yo tenía el miedo de responderle que sí, precisamente porque no sabía quién me estaba haciendo esa pregunta o con qué intención la estaban haciendo. Mi hija me ha dicho, mamá, quiero arreglarme así porque quiero parecer güerita. Quiero parecer una niña de acá. Y le digo, pero es que tú eres de acá. Y me dice, sí, pero no quiero que me vean como una hispana. Y me estén parando y me digan algo, o me pregunten algo, o me digan, tú, ¿quiénes son tus papás? Es curioso porque cuando yo llegué a este país, mi primer meta era ayudar a mis hermanos para que estudiaran, para que fueran personas de bien. Gracias a Dios y a mi trabajo, logré que ellos terminaran sus carreras. Y ayer precisamente me llama mi hermano y me dice, necesito que me ayudes a averiguar cómo yo te puedo mandar dinero. Y le digo, ¿tú dinero a mí? Y me dice, sí. En mi país la vida es bien difícil. El que alguien te diga de ella te voy a mandar a ti, es como que están haciendo el esfuerzo más grande del mundo para poderte ayudar. Pero ahora el que de allá te tenga que ayudar a ti, es como, híjole, ¿qué está pasando?
So this is for people of Minneapolis, people of Minnesota, and the people of our good country, the United States of America. Through the winter's ice and cold, down Nicollet Avenue, a city of flame fought fire and ice neath an occupier's boots. King Trump's private army from the DHS, guns belted to their coats, came to Minneapolis to enforce the law, or so their story goes. Against smoke and rubber bullets in the dawn's early light, citizens stood for justice, their voices ringing through the night. And there were bloody footprints where mercy should have stood, and two dead left to die on snow-filled streets. Alex Pretty and Renee Good. Or Minneapolis, I hear your voice singing through the bloody mist. You take a
I have received a lot of death threats. I get roughly about one a week. And the most serious one was one addressed from an email called Dead Dominic. That was the name of the email. And then in the subject of the email was one of my old addresses. In a very real sense, I don't live the same life I was living in May of last year. I now kind of work two jobs. I have my day job and I have my night job.
So you become like Spider-Man and Peter Parker. You have two identities right now.
Kind of, yeah, kind of. I think somewhere between Ant-Man and Ed Snowden, I don't know.
Well, Dominic, so it's been weeks since we talked the first time. So how have you been doing? Like, it's anything new about ICE?
You've obviously heard about the block on Meta, because that's happened since the last time I saw you. We asked for tips from the public following the murder of Alex Pretty, and Meta decided that we weren't allowed to do that, and subsequently blocked all links to the website.
Have you heard about this anti-doxing law?
It may affect me in the long run if the US use that to declare me a terrorist and they put sanctions on me somehow. But in reality, it's a US law.
So are you scared, like having consequences, like coming here to Europe?
I'm just making sure I have an alternative to everything. Because if things start to go downhill, and if I can't have a bank account, for example, I will need to start operating like I live in the 60s and I can only use cash and these kinds of things, yeah. I am a normal guy facing the most dangerous government in the world, but I honestly don't like to think about that. I think the less I think about that, the better it is for my mental health.
And if you could go back to last June, would you do this exactly the same?
I have absolutely zero regrets about anything. I don't really care about the US government not liking me. You know, it doesn't matter to me. I'm helping people. I like helping people. I think we're at this point in time where we can see very clearly right and wrong. And I think very much so I'm on the right side of history.